Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back with another video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, clicking on my channel. If this is your first time ever clicking on one of my videos, my name is Jalen. We do like fashion, advice, you know, chit chat, weight loss, all of that type of stuff. We do a lot of things on this channel. So if you are interested in any of those things, make sure you subscribe and click the bell to turn on your notifications for every time that I post. And if you are returning subscribers, like I said, I love you so much. Thank you so much for giving me another opportunity to grace your screen, okay? So for today's video, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna be talking about my weight loss journey and how I have lost 50 pounds to date, and I'm shook, bitch. I'm just shook. That's like really all I can say. I'm shook. I have a lot of videos on my channel talking about like the practical steps of weight loss, so I will link those all in the description box below. This is really just going to be encompassing kind of my entire journey as a whole. I'm also going to be telling you guys about a program called the Warrior Lifestyle Program. I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more later on in this video, but I just wanted to let you guys know that they do have a 7-day free trial, so you can access that by the link in my description box. I would highly suggest it. You can also see the results that I got from the Warrior Lifestyle Program. Check out the video that's gonna pop up on one of these sides. I'm dyslexic, you know what I'm saying? The left and right, one of them, like. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for as long as I can remember, I've always been very self-conscious about my weight. I remember the very first time I felt like I had a weight issue was when I was in maybe the 3rd grade or so, and I had wrote in my agenda, like we used to have these little agenda planner things. You have to take them home and get signed at the end of the day. Comment below if you guys know what I'm talking about. But we would write like our homework tasks and etc. in there, and so I had wrote in my agenda that I wanted to lose 10 pounds like in a week. Now obviously I'm like young, I didn't even realize that that was like something that, number one, is impossible damn near. Number two, I didn't even like fathom the fact that I was too young to even be considering like thinking about weight loss and having issues with my body and etc. But the thing that really just put me off to a bad start with being able to stick to a weight loss regimen was because when it came time for me to get my journal signed, my grandma and my mom, like, they laughed. They thought it was funny, and I know they weren't laughing at me. Like, it wasn't any like malicious intent. I just, as a child, registered that, like, you know, I thought they were laughing at me because they thought that I was fat, you know. So that kind of started my tumultuous relationship with food. Moving forward from that, the next thing that happened was I was just a short girl. Like, I was a short child. I'm still short, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I come from curvaceous women, so I was always like above the BMI for my height, of the way that my body was shaped, and, you know, just the way that my weight was distributed, blah blah blah. So I never really looked as big as I was on the scale. But being as though they test you on the scale, you know, when you're like a child, I was constantly hearing like, oh, she's in the overweight BMI, she's in the obese BMI. Like, it really took a toll on me. So my pediatrician told my grandparents that I was not allowed to have like second helpings at dinner anymore. And it really wasn't even so much about the fact that I couldn't eat more food. It was just the fact that, like, I had to leave the kitchen before everybody else, because second helpings was just something this is how we got down, okay? That's just how we got down. We eat until it ain't no more food to eat, period. And my grandpa used to feed us till we weren't hungry, you feel me? So my sisters were still in there eating, getting their grub on, like, everybody getting their second helping. When we would come home from school after lunch, like, we used to be able to get Twinkies, but now we had to eat orange slices, and it was just a really like radical shift, and I just did not take that well, like, mentally and emotionally. During elementary school, I was uncomfortable with my body, but no one ever really like picked on me about my body. They more picked on me about the way that I dressed and, you know, other things to pick on people about. But it wasn't until I got to middle school that I started to get called things like Rasputia. If you guys watch Norbit, that was the wife in Norbit, the like bigger woman. Girls used to call me that when I was in middle school. And I'll put some pictures when I was in middle school because they really gassed it. Like I wasn't even, anyway. So they used to call me things like that, and like guys used to just call me fat and all this, that, and the third. And so again, that took a toll on my self-image. So I remember from a young age always putting myself on these really strict diets. I remember there was even a point in time that I used to look up pro-Ana material on the website. If you don't, on the internet, if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to go into depth because I don't want to promote that type of thing. But basically it is just very unhealthy ways of losing weight, and it's a community of people who, you know, etc. I was like, well, at least if I had that issue, then I wouldn't have to deal with people calling me fat. I wouldn't have to deal with people like talking about me. So there were lots of spurts throughout my childhood that I would go periods of time without, you know, really eating food. I would put myself on these strict diets. And I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if they was working or not. Like I never did it for too long. So my weight just fluctuated so much, like it just fluctuated. And so, but I would always end up with more weight than I had originally. Like I would dip and lose the weight, but then I would go up. So let's say, for example, I was at 160 and I was like unhappy with that. I tried to diet. Let's say I got down and dipped into like 155, but then I would go up to 170. Like it was that type of deal because that's not the healthy way of losing weight. So once I got into cheerleading, my metabolism kind of like leveled out, like, or my activity level with the food I was eating kind of leveled out. So when I was like in high school, I didn't never really have people like saying anything about me, but I had still like subconsciously had those beliefs about myself from childhood, that I was overweight and that, like, you know, etc., etc. So I was very uncomfortable with my body, and I didn't have like intimate relationships with like the opposite gender, which is, I mean, hey, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like it was high school, but I didn't do that because of how uncomfortable I felt with my body. And even though I technically wasn't overweight, like I still just was not happy. I remember my senior year, I ate significantly more than I had been eating in years prior because I had more free time, and we were practicing less. So my senior year, when I went to get my checkup, I saw that I was 180 pounds. And now I'm like, you know, at 180, I'm cool with that. I'm like 189 right now. But in high school, I thought I was like morbidly obese to be 180. And that's the first like lesson here. The scale means nothing. Like the scale literally means nothing. But anyway, my body proportions was good. I looked kind of how I look now, a little slimmer than what I am now. But I just was like, no, I'm a morbidly obese. Like, how did I get to 180? Because of some other factors that were going on in my life at the time, I slipped into a depression. I graduated a semester early from school, and I moved away. And when I moved, I was working 2 jobs, one at Denny's, one at Chick-fil-A, and I was eating both times because I got a free meal at both places. So I was going ham at Chick-fil-A, like eating Chick-fil-A every day. Yeah, sounds good, sounds real cute, doesn't look real cute in this area, okay? Period. So after a few months of that, by the time it was time for me to go to college, my college checkup, I was 209 pounds. And the cycle continues. It just kept continuing. Like, things would happen, and I would get into another depression or another depressive episode, and I would just gain more weight. And I would be so upset every time I stepped on the scale and saw it was bigger than what I was before. And it just threw me into more of a depression, which threw me into not interacting, not getting out of my room, not doing anything but eating and sleeping. And let me tell you guys something. When I was depressed, I used to be able to order the 2 for $5.99 Domino's, pepperoni pizza, and a marble cookie brownie, and I could knock both them hoes out in one sitting. That made me sick to my damn that made me sick to my damn stomach right now, thinking that I used to be able to eat that much food in one sitting. Like, girl, I was going through it, okay? But there came a point in time, I want to say 2018, like the beginning of 2018, when I just decided, like, okay, I don't want to live like this no more. It actually might have been like the beginning of 2018 or like the end of 2017, kind of like the same area. I remember my aunt was on the phone one day. I was, like I said, really going through it. My mom had just left, so things were just really, really stressful, and I just didn't really feel like living no more, to keep it a band. Like, I didn't even tell nobody this at the time, but I was just like over it. Me and my aunt had a conversation, and she just asked me if there was one thing you could change right now, like that you think will make you feel better, what would make you feel better? And I was like, I really just want to lose some weight, because I feel like that would change the way I feel about myself. And the way you feel about yourself determines everything around you. Everything. And I'm literal fucking proof of that. Like, the way you feel about yourself determines everything around you. And so I said, I know if I can lose weight, then I'll feel better about myself, and I'll feel better about my life. Like, when you look in the mirror, you disgusted with yourself and you hate yourself, because I hated myself at some points in my life. Like, I literally hated myself. I hated what I saw when I looked in the mirror. When you go to that point, it's hard to be happy. Like, how can you be happy when you're not even happy with you? So I remember I said that or whatever, and I think that was kind of what got the ball rolling. So I got back in school. This was the time I was back in school, and being back in school, like walking around more, etc., like that helped. So I kind of like I want to say my biggest weight was like in the 240s, and during school I got down to like 233. And this was really when I started my weight loss journey. So this was the beginning of, no, this was actually like May 2018, when I decided to start like my weight loss journey. The very first thing I did was do a water fast, because I knew that I needed to detox everything that was in my system before I could start a diet successfully, because I had too many pepperoni pizzas and marble cookie brownies in my system to not be craving that. So I did a water fast for 3 days. It was hard as shit, okay? It was hard as shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Hard as shit. And I want to say like the third day I probably had one meal. And it was something healthy. But that prepared me mentally to be able to start my journey, because I had to show myself that I am bigger and stronger than any urge, craving, energy that is trying to get me to indulge in something that I know is not going to give me the results I want in the long run. So I would highly suggest doing something like that to prepare you mentally for, a lifestyle change, especially if to get to your desired, like, you have to make a drastic change. And I had to make a drastic change because I was eating drastically unhealthy. So from there, I have a video on my channel, how I lost 25 pounds in 2 months. If you guys want to check that out, I will link that up above. I'm not going to really get in depth into, the things that I did, but the basics were drinking water, counting my calories, like eating healthy, period. Like, that was just the basics of what it was. Weight loss is really so simple, but we make it so complicated because we just have to keep making these excuses in our head on why we can't do it, when really all it takes is willpower, determination, and discipline. And I didn't have those things before, but once I started to really love myself and realize that I was worthy of loving myself and worthy of having a body that I loved, that's when things started to fall into line. So I started losing weight then. I had got back down to 208 by the time August had came, And in August of 2018, I decided to go vegan. I have been vegan ever since. I dabble in the shrimp every once in a while. Y'all know that I ain't perfect. I like shrimp, okay? So, but shrimp is the only thing that like I have given myself exceptions for on a, like, I wouldn't even say regular basis. I probably eat shrimp like twice a month. But that's the only thing that like I regularly like will indulge in every once in a while. Normally if I feel like my protein is getting low, because I hate tofu, I don't want no seeds, like over nuts and beans, like I just need, yeah. So shrimp gets me through them times. And I eat some macaroni and cheese on holidays because my grandpa cuts up in the kitchen, okay? So yeah, there's that. But I have been vegan ever since, and so my weight loss since going vegan has not even been intentional. Like, I don't diet, I haven't been dieting or exercising, just eating a vegan diet, and so my weight like slowly started to decrease from there. So I went from 208 to 298 over the course of a year. But like I said, I was not trying to diet, you guys. That's like a main thing here. I was not trying to lose weight during this past year. It was not until I started the Warrior Lifestyle program that I started losing more weight and more effectively and more efficiently. So I have done the Warrior Lifestyle program for a month, and after 1 month, I have lost 9 pounds, 8 pounds or 9 pounds. But seeing as like I just told y'all, I lost 10 pounds over the course of a year. In less than 1 month, I lost 8 pounds. Obviously, I'm gonna just say 8 because that's what I'm gonna put the weights on the screen and like some pictures for you guys to see. But it's crazy. Like, it's literally crazy because all of the things that I've learned along my journey that have taken me all those years to learn about how to actually count your macros and your calories, how to actually implement those mental strategies that you know in the back of your mind what you need to be doing, but they have guided mental health modules that help you to stay focused, that help you to get yourself in the right mindset of losing weight. It made all the freaking difference. So that is like most recently where I have been in my journey. I'm going to continue to stick to the caloric guidelines for the Warrior Lifestyle program and see if my results like get, more. So I'm currently at, like I said, around the 189, 191. I fluctuate, like I have a very fluctuating weight. Everyone does. My goal is to be between 170 and 175, but I'm not in no rush because I love myself, and I love myself exactly how I am. I am happy with myself because I am eating foods that make me feel good, like vibrationally, like internally, not foods that just give me momentary satisfaction and then I feel guilty after the fact. Like, I feel like my entire life has changed. The Warrior Lifestyle program also got me back into exercising because during that whole year, I was not exercising at all. And I could tell when I did that first workout, but I feel like I'm in such better shape than I was a month ago. Like, it's crazy. I used to get winded doing little things, and now it's like, hold up now, I can keep up. I can keep up a little bit. So I'm so freaking happy that this was something that I decided to do. Like I said, they have a free 7-day free trial, so I will link that down below for you guys, because losing weight is simple, but it's not always easy. You know what I'm saying? And if you are someone who just needs that like extra right there, like that push, that motivation to break it down, this is the perfect program for you. So I hope this video was helpful. I have other videos on my channel. If you guys are starting your journey and you want to do a detox, which I would highly recommend before you start a new like lifestyle change, definitely recommend a detox. I have a apple cider vinegar detox recipe on my channel that you guys can check out. I also have a video showing you guys like the results that I got from trying apple cider vinegar for 2 weeks straight. You guys can see what that turned out like for me. And like I said, I also have the videos telling you how I lost 25 pounds in 2 months, and also telling you guys about vegan journey, all that stuff. So I will link that whole playlist up above and in the description box down below. But I hope that you guys learned something from this video. I hope that it was helpful. I love you guys so much, and if you are on your weight loss journey, comment down below what your goal weight is and what day you are trying to reach your goal weight, and put it into the universe. Like, put it into the universe. This is where I want to be, and this is what I'm going to be it by. And the more you start saying it, the more you start focusing on it, the more your subconscious is going to believe it, and you are going to start putting yourself in positions to actually make your goals a reality. So I love you guys. Thank you for sitting through this video. Please give this video a thumbs up and share if it was helpful to you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And remember, in order to live your life to its fullest, you must live fearlessly. I love you guys so much. Bye, guys.